Hello loves, welcome back to the channel. On today's tutorial, we are going to be learning how to make the dress you see on the thumbnail. This particular style is not a style I normally like to wear, but I decided to try it out to see how it looks on me. If this is something you're interested in making, kindly keep watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and like the video. For this particular dress, these are the measurements that you'll be needing. I'll be using this fabric I got off from a vendor around my area, and the other materials you see displayed. You can also use crepe or any fabric of your choice. Now for this dress, I'm not going to be inserting a zipper. I only folded it into 4, and then I went ahead to rule a line on top to serve as my starting point, and went ahead to measure from my shoulder to my bust line, and from there my shoulder to my waistline. After I measured from my waistline to my hip line, I'll be taking the full length after. The full length of the dress is 37, but because of the gathering we'll be inserting at the end, I measured 32 inches with 1 inch allowance, and from there I went ahead to roll out the lines on each point that I made. I first did it with pencil, but it wasn't really clear. That is why I went ahead to roll out the lines again with my chalk. I tried white chalk, but then it wasn't so visible either because of the nature of the fabric. So from there, I went ahead to take my shoulder line, which is 7 inches, and then I divided it by 2 as the width of my neckline. Moving on, I went ahead to measure my neck depth. So the neck depth of the back is 1.5 inches, and for the front is 3 inches. And after I finished, I ruled out the point I marked with my curve. Moving on, I went ahead to mark out my chest line, which is 8 inches. I got this by dividing my bust measurement by 6 and added 1.5 inch. So when I was done, I marked the lines out. Now I went ahead to divide my armhole by 2, and then I marked it out, and I went in by 0.5 inches. After I finished, I inserted quarter of my bust measurement on my chest line. Now you can either add more inches depending on how loose you want it. For the shoulder sloping, I came down by 1 inch and then connected it to my neckline. After I finished, I connected the points together to get my armhole curve. I went ahead to input my hip measurement divided by 4, and then I added 1 inch for seam allowance and 1.5 inch for ease, depending on how loose you want yours to be. And after I finished, I measured the same thing on the hemline. Now you can decide to input your waist measurement and then you add seam allowance, either 1 inch or 1.5 inch, depending on how loose you want it again. And then I joined the points afterwards. After we finish, I cut it out. Please make sure you don't cut both the front and the back neck together. So first of all, I cut the 1.5 inch out, and then after you separate the back from the front, and then you cut the front neckline out. Now for the length of the gathering, I'm going to be using 5 inches, and I'll be adding 2 inches for allowance, 0.5 inch to join it to the main dress, and 1.5 inch for hemming allowance. Now for this particular dress, you can either make it quite cute, shorter, a bit shorter, or you can make it longer. I chose to make mine in the midi form. Now to get a more gathering effect, I'll be cutting 2 pieces of this. My fabric is on 2 folds, so making four parts. So I'm going to cut another part. I'll be joining the 2 together to give it a more gathering effect. For my sleeve, I already drafted out my sleeve pattern. Please let me know if you want a detailed tutorial on how to make this particular sleeve. It is a split sleeve. Let me know if you want to see the full tutorial on how I made the sleeve. So I placed it on my fabric and cut it out. I cut the 2 together so that I don't waste a lot of time. Now after you're done cutting it out, you split the 2 together so that you can join them later on to get the sleeve. Now this is for the band. Now the length of the band is 2 times my waist measurement, and then the width is 3 inches. So I'll be using 1 inch to join the band. So after we are done, we are going to be joining the shoulders of our dress together. So you put them right sides facing each other, you pin the shoulder, and then you stitch. Now while we are on the sewing machine, we are going to be joining our gathering piece together. Remember, we cut 2 pieces of it, so we are going to join the piece together. And then after we are done joining the piece together, we are going to go ahead and then hem the down part of it with the allowance that we left when we were cutting the gathering. Now while we are on the sewing machine, we are going to be doing our gathering as well. And then also we are going to join our band pieces, and then we are going to sew on the band and turn it inside out. Now after we are done sewing, we are going to be having our 2 sleeves. We have our main dress piece, and then we have our gathering. Please let me know if you want a detailed tutorial on how to make gathering. And also we have our band or our belt. Now moving on, we are going to be joining our sleeve to our main dress piece. So you take the shoulder, the center of the shoulder, and then you take the center of the sleeve, and then you join them right sides facing each other, and you pin them down. So after you are done, you pin the other side to, you pin the other side to the other side of the sleeve to the other side of the dress piece, just as you see me doing. So you are going to be doing this for both sides. Now we are going to be joining our gathering to our dress. So you take your gathering piece and then your dress right sides facing each other. You pin them down from one side to the other side. You do this for both the front and then the back, just as you see me doing. Now while we are at it, we are going to be joining the sides of the dress with the allowances that we left. Now I do this to help me finish my dresses faster. So you can actually do multiple things. Multiple sewing when you go to the sewing machine. There are some things you can actually do them together on the sewing machine. So this is me inserting my allowances, marking out my allowances, and then I'll be off to my sewing machine to sew, and that will be all for the dress. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and leave your comments in the comment section. And if there's anything you don't understand, you can also leave it in the comment section, and I'll be there to reply you. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video.